Hi, I'm Raphael, and these are my 38 countries. Today, I'm talking about the Baltics. If you don't know the Baltics, that's Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, the three countries sort of north of Poland and west of Russia. While Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania are three distinct countries nowadays, they do share quite some history together, and you will find that there are quite some similarities around these three countries if you visit them or decide to relocate to any of these three beautiful countries.
Vilnius is really awesome. I think it's the perfect city for nomad developers or expats. It's clean, it has a Scandinavian touch, even though it's actually a Baltic city. It's less expensive than real Scandinavia, and it's just beautiful, especially in summer. I think there are a lot of good reasons for relocating here or also incorporating your business here as a nomad developer. The government does a lot and gives you a lot of support, similar to its northern neighbor Estonia, when you want to do that. Vilnius has become famous recently for running a very interesting marketing campaign for tourists, but also for the famous tech startup Revolut having relocated here. And I think there are really good reasons to do so if you are a tech startup or maybe just an IT freelancer. One of the features that you have here is there are some really good co-working spaces, both of the big brands like Regos and Spaces, but also many non-chain ones, depending on what you prefer. So it's really easy to get started here and make new contacts, or just to get a reliable internet connection and a desk.
This is what it looks like on an evening in the summer.
It's really awesome. I mean, it's summer now, so of course cities in the north of Europe are much nicer than they might be the rest of the year, but I'm impressed. It's very nice. The weather is gentle. People are nice, I would say. Maybe not as smiley as in some other parts of Europe, but definitely nice. So no complaints here at all. And you can really feel the spirit of progress, technology progress. People want to build things here and move forward and automate things. You know, it's no surprise that Skype and Bolt and Wise and many more tech companies that they are from Tallinn and in general from the Baltics. You can really feel that people like doing things, feel like building things here. That's for me, that's amazing, because I think that's what it's all about: building things, automating things, making life better through technology. So I can feel it here.
So Estonia is nice as a business location for freelancers and digital nomads and all sorts of location independent people, simply because it's relatively easy to incorporate here. You can, in theory, even do it without ever coming to Estonia. And to do that, there's a program called E-residency. I think it should actually be called EID, because it's not actual residency. What it means is you get an Estonian ID card that allows you to incorporate businesses, sign contracts under Estonian law, and all sorts of things around that. So you can simply incorporate your own company in Estonia. And then one of the benefits of having an Estonian company as a location independent person like a freelancer is that it's really easy to set up the accounting and so on. It's all relatively straightforward. There are a plethora of accountants in the whole ecosystem who can do that for you for a relatively low price if you compare it to other countries. And also there is no taxation on the company if you keep all the profits inside the company. So that's actually kind of clever. They basically give you all the liquidity and leave it in the company until you actually start making so much profit that you want to emit it as a dividend to the shareholders. So that's, I think it's kind of clever, and it's also so far quite unique, since pretty much all other European and OECD countries, they typically tax a company on the annual profits at the end of the year, no matter whether you leave it inside the company or whether you distribute it among the shareholders. So other countries are trying to copy the concept of Estonia. Lithuania last year in 2021 basically introduced an E-residency as well, with similar ideas. They want to do the same. So far, I have to say, actually, the Lithuanian model doesn't really work very well. I think it's not mature yet. There's a number of factors that make the Lithuanian model not very attractive at the moment. One of them being you have to go to Lithuania to apply, and then you either have to stay in Lithuania or come back a couple of weeks later when you actually get the card. And then it doesn't really allow you to do most of the things that you can do with an Estonian e-residency. So for example, with the Lithuanian e-residency, you cannot start your own Lithuanian company. You can sign contracts, but basically most of the important contracts and things, you'd still have to come to Lithuania. So it's so far not very valuable. Another interesting factor tax-wise about Estonia is that you can basically, if you're a digital nomad, you can pay yourself a salary from your Estonian company. And if you set up the correct way, then it's not taxed in Estonia. It's only taxed wherever your personal residency is. And if you manage to not pay taxes on foreign source income wherever your personal residency is, then you end up not paying any taxes off the money that's coming from your clients through your Estonian company towards you.
So our guide told us this is the best beer in town, so let's find out.
So my first impression of Riga is it's really quite amazing, especially at night. It's really beautiful lit. You have this big park or parks here close to the center. It's basically right behind me. So even if you only have time in the evenings or so, walking around here is actually quite nice. And if you spend some more time here, then it definitely makes sense to enjoy that also during the weekend.
So I can already say there's some German influence here, but it's clearly the most Soviet looking of the three Baltic capitals, I would say. Neither Tallinn nor Vilnius have so many architectural and otherwise visual remains of the Soviet era. This is kind of cool. The supermarket seems to be open until 11 p.m. or so on a Sunday. Wow. So I just came out of the spa and got a beer massage. It's very recommendable. If you're around here, try it out. It's a bit this spa.